Good evening, Keto and Wrestling family. MATTROISE here with another live stream tonight of Dark Side of the Ring, Season 4, Episode 1, Chris and Tammy. We're going to see it live here, so please allow me to be your eyes and ears for this broadcast. And this is the eve of my graduation 2023. Here we go. We're having a great time here. So let's begin the show. What's up, King Roman, Rorito, Garrett Light? What's up, guys? So, guys, as always, you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll get to them during the commercial break. Any questions you have questions, I have answers. What's up, Robert Boydston, Shining Wizard? What's going on? What's up, Usios? Jay-Z? What's going on? All right, let's start the show. What's up, Skull? What's up, Hannah?
Chris's story is everything. It was a love story. It was a cautionary tale. It was a success story. It was a failure story.
High school sweethearts Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch soared to wrestling stardom, fueled by their talent, ambition, and devotion to one another.
Anybody who met Chris loved Chris. You couldn't help it. From the first time that I saw Chris in the ring, I knew he had exceptional talent. He was a natural, and he loved wrestling.
I went from seeing Chris and Tammy backstage to
Thanks, Dark
seeing
Angel.
them as two of the biggest stars. But as Tammy's star rose higher and brighter than Chris's, the bond between the young lovers was put to the test. Tammy was the first female internet sensation in professional wrestling.
And when she came onto the scene, she took all of the attention away from him.
Until a series of devastating injuries and ill-fated choices sent them hurtling towards disaster.
There was substance abuse. There was alcohol abuse. There were rumors of infidelity.
If you are around with the top guy, have enough decorum to shut your mouth.
That's right.
They were the two cleanest kids that you could possibly imagine. What has happened? What's happened to these two?
I once said to myself, I'll probably die at 36 because I wanted to be just like Marilyn Monroe. I know my son loved her. Loved her.
As addicted to opioids as Chris became, his biggest addiction was to Tammy.
Tammy's legacy in wrestling is both a meteoric rise and a meteoric fall.
What happened was bound to happen. You don't live like that and not go away without paying the piper.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll get to your questions during the commercial break.
Candido's going for his top rope powerbomb. He goes for the blonde bombshell named for his significant other, Sonny.
If you would have came down to 13-year-old Chris Candido and said, listen, you're going to die at 33, but you're going to be a WWF champion. You're going to have more belts than you can count. You're not going to have kids or get married, but you'll be a wrestling star who's going to be remembered by the people and by other wrestlers.
How about win one for Candido, baby?
You accept? He would say yes. You know, like he took what came. I'm Johnny Ray, also known as Johnny Candido. Chris Candido's younger brother. This is the office. This is where he concocted all of the his wrestling ideas and stuff. My brother hung this fan, that's why I haven't taken it down. He's got all the old pictures. I mean, just there's stuff everywhere. In Chris's spare time, he would draw wrestling in here. Wish there was a date on this. This is probably before I was even born. Cook is what me, my family, everybody in the neighborhood calls him Cook. When I was a baby, I couldn't say Chris. I called him Cook. It kind of stuck. So he started the Eastern Kids Wrestling Federation. He took this platter that was left behind at somebody's wedding, and yeah, so he just made this out of a weight belt. It looks like a legit wrestling belt, and he made it when he was 13.
That's an awesome looking belt.
Right? Like him and his friend Scott would say, Chris would say, I'm sleeping at Scott's house. Scott would tell his mom he's sleeping over here. And the two of them, they were 13, they'd get on a bus, go to Brooklyn, and they would wrestle at the Galaxian bar. You know, then they would take a bus back home the next morning and, you know, wash off their gig marks and come back home like they were just like at a regular sleepover. Like, that's how determined he was.
So he was sort of starting his wrestling career like behind your back.
Oh, way behind my back. I had no clue he was doing that. I wouldn't have allowed it. It was not my dream or wish for him at all. Hi, my name is Peggy Ray, and I'm Chris Candido's mom. He was confident that he was going to be a wrestler. It was what he wanted for his future. That's what he wanted to do. He was in a wrestling match at Madison Regional High School, and I went to watch the match that night.
I think he was working with Johnny Hotbody, and Johnny Hotbody had him in a headlock, and he's like, hey, dude, you know, check out the blonde in the front.
Is it Tammy?
I actually saw Tammy while I was sitting in the bleachers.
Oh, wow.
And I said to him, oh my God, I saw this girl, and she was all dressed in white, and she looked so heavenly. And he told me that, yeah, Mom, I met that girl too. Actually, we all went back to her house.
The girl in white was Tamara Lynn Sitch, a bright high school student preparing for college, unaware that her life was about to take a sharp turn.
When Chris and Tammy started dating, they were very into each other, together all the time.
And he would say, Mom, Tammy's coming, please be nice. And that was always pleasant.
That relationship was his other obsession.
He actually had a prom date. Tammy was just an acquaintance at that time, but he left the prom with the girl, and she was sitting there in her convertible. And he left the date, got in the car with her.
Ooh, wow.
Which I didn't think was very nice. I thought in the very beginning that she was lovely.
After graduating from high school, Chris does everything in his power to establish himself in the wrestling business.
My brother was constantly on the phone, trying to get booked, driving to shows. Even if he's not booked, he's still going to drive there and see if he can get on. And he wanted to go to Smoky Mountain, and he was calling Jim Cornette.
He started sending me VHS tapes of all of his matches on the independent circuit. I saw a lot of natural talent in Chris Candido. I'm Jim Cornette. I was the promoter of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and I'm the one who brought Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch to mainstream wrestling. The drawback for me bringing Chris Candido to Smoky Mountain Wrestling was that I couldn't pay him enough to justify asking this kid to move from New Jersey to East Tennessee for $75 a night, 4 times a week or whatever. At the same time, Tammy had never been involved in wrestling. She was Chris's girlfriend. She would go and do some ringside photography or just support him. But I was looking at her, I said, there's something about her. She's got charisma. She's a very pretty girl, but she seems quick and intelligent. Finally, I got an idea. What if Tammy was a manager? What if she could talk? I don't know. Can she? I'm not sure. She's never done it before. But if she can talk, then I could pay them both a little bit. So I called him and pitched him the idea.
And I said, you're not going to leave school. So he applied to the University of Tennessee and got accepted. And I said, well, that's great. Yeah, you can take that little road trip and go see Mr. Cornette as long as you go to school. Yeah, I thought it was going to be temporary. Of course, he had to wear a baby bonnet.
What? And he gets that baby bonnet kind of too, and no.
Baby bonnet.
Like wrestling just makes me so crazy. They make up these stories. So there was Christopher walking around in a baby bonnet and a diaper.
The suicide blind Chris Candido.
I guess it makes sense to some people. It made no sense at all to me.
Well, Chris was such a student of the game, and he understood that it took more than great moves or a great match to get over. He realized he had to be a character. My name is Mick Foley. I am a 3-time WWE champion. I'm known as the Hardcore Legend, and I was a colleague of Chris and Tammy's. It's just more fun to be a bad guy. Bad guys have more fun.
That cat is in that bag. Oh, no!
He embraced the heel mannerisms. He liked to be a jerk. He was one of the best jerks I've seen in our business. Though Chris relishes playing the bad guy, it's Tammy who is destined to be the ultimate villain.
The way I fell into the business, Jim Cornette asked me to work for him. And I was in college. I was a pre-med student. I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. And I was like, this is his thing. You know, I'm in school to be a doctor. But I was like, all right, it might be fun. I'll make a couple extra bucks. And that's how I fell into it.
We were in East Tennessee in the early 90s, and it was a highly Republican area. Everybody hated the Clintons. He's president.
Yes.
Hillary has tons of heat with all the Republicans.
Suppose I could have stayed home and baked cookies and had teas, but what I decided to do was to fulfill my profession, which
I saw an opportunity to basically piss off every Republican and every hillbilly in East Tennessee and surrounding states.
This young lady is Tammy Fitch. Now, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling attorneys have advised us to let her have her say here on the program.
And I gave her notes. I said, here, this is the story we'd like you to tell on your first interview. Put it in your own words. Make it sound natural.
Tammy?
My name is Tammy Fitch of the New England Fitches. I'm sure you've heard of us.
One take. One take she did.
Mrs. Clinton has proven that a woman can do anything she wants.
Here is this woman who idolizes the person that they all can't stand. And she was coming to Smoky Mountain Wrestling because she demanded equal opportunity.
At any rate, the reason I'm here today is because I have filed a sexual discrimination lawsuit against Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
And the people hated that shit. She leaned into the idea that she could make people hate her. She wasn't scared of it at all.
I'm ready to become the first lady of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Hi, this is Tammy Fitch, and I'm here with Tammy's Tips. You'll be amazed at how I can make Margie into an acceptable human being. Tune in next week for more of Tammy's Tips. I'll make something out of you yet.
As soon as she was on screen, she lit it up, you know, like she just popped on screen.
And Jim Cornette put her in a perfect spot because she was that. She wasn't playing a part either. That was Tammy. My name is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and I was Chris Candido's tag team partner in WWE.
Come on, listen, it's time to get down to business.
Chris was stars in his eyes and just love for this one woman that he's going to spend the rest of his life with. Why wouldn't you want to be with your partner?
From the time they first came to Tennessee, they were inseparable. They rode together. They lived together, obviously. They seemed to be the most romantic, loving couple. You know, Tammy had no idea that wrestling was going to pan out for her. She thought it was something that Chris was going to do. And then actually it made it all the more surprising when she got over quicker than he did.
They're obviously insecure about the masculinity.
In early 1995, Tammy's charisma and Chris's dynamic wrestling style gets the attention of the WWF. Signing with the company, the pair finally achieve their ultimate dream.
My relationship with Chris and Tammy was obviously as a mentor as well as a boss, but I genuinely believed in both of their talents, and I wanted to see them succeed even past my promotion.
He said, yeah, I'm going to go wrestle for the WWF, which I thought was, well, okay, so you did make it. That means you're dropping out of school, but I guess you did make it.
His ultimate dream was getting to the WWF and being a top talent.
He attained his goal, and a lot of people just never attain their goal, and he did it without any encouragement from me.
Tammy, from the beginning, was ready to conquer the world, and she didn't care who knew it, didn't care what anybody thought about it. Yes, I do think with the success, her head grew pretty big.
But the transformation that she was undergoing personally, inside and underneath all that, was even more remarkable and honestly much more dangerous.
Wow, Tammy Sitch, yeah, I mean, you could see like she was the star of the two. Okay, guys, let's see what kind of questions we have here to answer. What's going on, everybody? Yes, Harper is banned forever. Lifetime ban. No co-host tonight, but maybe in the future, Maroney. College graduate, that's right. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, Maroney. Thank you. Well, that's their decision if they want to talk to Harper. I can't control anybody outside the stream, so that I can't control any of that. Anytime, Maroney, anytime. That's right, Tammy, Sitch, Sonny, Usios. New rules, you guys are going to have to tune in on Friday Night SmackDown. Robert, yeah, Chris, yeah, he got royally screwed, man. About My Father movie. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I want to see it, Rory. Is it a good movie? Oh, yes. Ped Lerva will be stripped of the Money in the Bank briefcase because it turned out it was a fake account. Yeah, definitely, Robert. Tammy Sitch was she was ahead of her time. Yeah, Roy, I went to graduation, and yes, I am tired because I woke up at like 5:30 today to get there. It's an early ceremony. That would be awesome, Jay-Z. Oh, yes, definitely, Rory. Yeah, Rory has been very generous over the years. Thank you, bro. The Heavenly Bodies. That's right. They were a cool tag team, actually. I didn't see Raw. I got to see it. Sonny has major issues yet. Absolutely, especially now. My favorite stream of all time, Maroney? That's a good question. I have many amazing memories on live streams. Yeah, Chris, he did pass away, Dark Angel. Yep, I believe that's true, Robert. Jay-Z, that's right, man. Everyone's got to hit the subscribe button so I get up to 100K. Oh, nice, Dark Angel. Yeah, I mean, graduation was awesome. It was just early. Like, I had to get up early, and I've been up all day. All right, we're back from commercial break.
Sunny, and we're the Body Donnas.
At that time, a lot of people in WWE were vocations. They were Mount D's, they were IRS agents, they were repo men.
I love my job. They made them fitness gurus, the Body Donnas. Chris was the young, jacked guy that would work out, and she was the pretty girl that would exercise along with him.
Come on, get up and work.
He would have been much more comfortable being himself, but I think he just thought of it as a rite of passage to see where it goes, and it went. I mean, they won the tag titles.
What is that? Two signatures. Did you just see what the previous enemy?
They added the tag partner, and they made Tom Pritchard, who had, long curly hair that he was a big fan of, shaved his head. I'm like, they should have just called me. It's like I had the hair already. I'm Lance Storm, a professional wrestler who worked with Chris and Tammy in Smoky Mountain Wrestling as well as Extreme Championship Wrestling. I could have been Zip, yeah. Although in hindsight, being 2020, thank God they didn't.
It sucked. It was horrible. It was the worst goddamn time of my life.
Zip.
Shit. It was rotten. It was a rotten gimmick. And that's what got Chris Candido off on the wrong foot with the fans in the WWF, is they saw this as preliminary foolishness. And they weren't
it's already been
mad
stripped.
at Tammy anymore because she wasn't this bitchy heel manager. She was this girl doing jumping jacks, and she's pretty, so they started loving her.
She was amazing on the mic. She was amazing as a manager. She was amazing at any damn thing in the business that you could possibly ask of her. I am Terry Runnels, former diva, manager, wrestler. She was,
Ghost Ranger,
back in the day, the most downloaded female on AOL. And if you don't know what AOL is,
AOL.
that was back in the day, like back when Christ was born, we had AOL. Anyway, she was gorgeous. She had it all. Viewer discretion is advised.
She went from a 19-year-old kid to a 24-year-old sex symbol.
I think it timed well with, the explosion of the internet, and all of a sudden it's, everyone's downloading sexy pictures of attractive women. And Tammy was just hitting at the right time as this new sex symbol character on wrestling television.
Jay-Z, check the super chat option. There's an option to become a member. In that
a lot of people
option
like
there.
Tammy because she could come across as very charming. But once you got to know her, you understood that was just a front.
And Tammy was all about Tammy. I had heard Tammy was divisive. I always liked Tammy. I understood she was ambitious. Like, that's not a negative. But it can be if you're a woman in a man's business.
So there was one time on television before they had taken her off the road as the Body Donna's manager. Henry and Phineas Godwin, the pig farmers.
Thanks, Joe.
They carried a slop bucket around, and they would dump the slop over the head of their opponents, and people would cheer, and they just loved it.
Uh-oh.
On a particular night, I remember the Godwins coming in, putting the bucket down in the locker room and said, guys, the bucket is going on Tammy tonight, so don't anybody do anything in this bucket. And you can imagine.
There must have been DNA from 20 different people in there.
Oh.
Tammy seemed to have heat in the dressing room. I don't know why. If cockiness was a penalty, then we wouldn't have much of a business.
Ooh.
Everybody needs to have the performer's ego. Yes, you must have an ego, no doubt. Tammy didn't lack an ego, but she went off the rails because she didn't know how to control it. Tammy skyrockets to fame as one of the first female megastars in the WWF. But her rise to the top is plagued by a culture of drugs and alcohol. Soon, she's caught up in the hard partying lifestyle.
Well, at the time that Tammy and Shawn Michaels started their liaison, I didn't know about it originally. Most people didn't. Then the rumors started circulating, and then it started to become more of an out-in-the-open thing.
She's mesmerized by Shawn Michaels. Will she come into the ring?
In the mid-90s, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, was the top star in the WWF. He was the champion. He defeated Bret Hart in 1996 at Wrestlemania and carried the belt through the end of 1997. I think Michaels did it because he could, and he could get away with it.
I'm feeling awfully randy.
You know what? Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it.
All right. Did Chris find out about Shawn and Tammy? I don't know if he actually caught him red-handed, but how could you not know? Is my point.
Of course he knew. Everybody knew. I have to believe that he knew it and just could not accept it. She was a little girl that just wanted to be loved, and, being loved by the top guy felt a whole lot better than being loved by, her boyfriend that was down here, I assume.
If Shawn Michaels hadn't been Shawn Michaels, and he got sideways with Chris Candido would have broke him in 15 pieces and shoved him up his own ass. But Chris wasn't going to do that because Michaels is a big star. This is Chris's dream to work for the biggest promotion. He took it, and he internalized it, I think.
My brother and Tammy had an altercation in a hotel. It was too much. I couldn't watch my brother get treated like that, so I grabbed him. I threw him out of the room into the hallway, He's trying to fight to get back in. I'm not letting him. I'm like, dude, let's get in the car and let's get out of here. And he's like, I can't do that, dude. And he's like, dude, I brought her into this business. It's my responsibility to take care of her. I'm like, that's bullshit, dude. Like, let's get out of here. And he's like, I can't do it.
We were together for, it was almost the 7-year mark. And it was like, I had the itch. You know what I mean? I was kind of tired of being in the same thing. And so we split up for a little while, and that's when I was seeing Sean. Nothing was ever talked about. Nothing was ever brought up. That's why, like to this day, I always wondered, did he know everything? Did he not know? If he knew, he just loved me so much, he just ignored it. You know what I mean? I would love to know, but I'll never know.
Chris Candido's undeniable talent isn't enough to make him a top star in the eyes of the company. After falling down the ranks of the WWF,
have whatever you want.
A serious injury makes his prospects even worse.
He was in Madison Square Garden. He came back to the dressing room. He said, I got a hurt neck. Well, they found out that it was more than hurt. It was broke. And his kid's going out there busting his ass. You know, having a broken neck, aching back, everything else in life. Somebody says, here, try this. Well, if one's good, 6 must be even better.
My brother never touched a drink, a drug, anything until he was in WWF. And it was out of necessity. It was pain. He was hurt. He broke his neck. I was surprised when I heard that Chris had fallen into that trap because he'd always been so clean. Didn't even drink.
It started for pain, obviously, but then it became he could use it to just go to sleep and forget about it. And I think he used it for his emotions at times, yes.
Wow. Chris Candido, man, this is turning very dark, I must say. Okay, let's see what questions you guys have. Any questions at all? Yep, I'm almost ready for my YouTube play button. Hey, you never know. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe by next year. Hey, I'm ready for it. What's up, Missy Erica? Thank you. Thank you so much. Hassan Terrell. I haven't been seeing Impact in a while, Garrett. However, I do know Jordan Grace is doing great with Deonna Purrazzo. Other than that, I haven't been seeing it. Yeah, I would definitely put it back in the back of me, the play button, absolutely. Baron Corbin NXT return? Wow. What it was hotter, Sable or Sunny? Well, I think they were both pretty damn hot, but I gotta be honest, I was kind of feeling Sable a little bit more, but I liked them both. I even liked Terry Runnels back then. Oh, you could say that again, Dark Angel. Absolutely. NXT is 2 hours, 15 minutes. 1993, 96, everyone did Somas as much as they did Tammy. Who knows how many talents were with Tammy. So Jay-Z, I think Baroni answered you. You get a Hall of Fame certificate with your name on it. And I ship it out to you. Unless I could hold it for you until you want it to get shipped out. It's up to you. The most annoying thing someone has done in the stream. Nothing really that annoying, I'd say. I'm very patient, so I don't think I've ever had too much annoying things happen on the stream. I never get annoyed with you guys. Andy says, who gave me a month-long membership? Whoever did, thank you guys. Whoever gifted Andy a membership, thank you. It's very sad, Dark Angel. It is. 4 wrestlers would narrate your life. Who would they be and why? I'd probably say Stone Cold, Bret Hart, The Undertaker and John Cena. That's a bit of a stretch, though. Sunny, definitely Dark Angel. What's up, Seth freaking Rollins? Oh, yeah, don't worry, Jay-Z. You guys are going to find out on SmackDown the rules. You guys will love them. ATF Media. Sonny and Mooney. Are you serious, ATF? That'll be hilarious. All right, we're back.
The locker room. He wasn't well liked by a few key people in the locker room. And life can be really tough for somebody who's not well liked by the key people in the locker room. Battling injuries and frustration with his mid-card status, Chris leaves the WWF in search of the main event spotlight and joins the hardcore and controversial Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Cameron.
Paul Heyman was in charge of ECW. Chris knew he would be well utilized there, and he was.
The thing that the fans liked about Chris was that he was a throwback to an old-time wrestler. He was exciting and fast and strong, and he could talk.
Money in the Bank.
Good. That in-ring portrayal was the best thing that Chris Candido ever did.
Here's the blonde bomb from the top.
It's like, and people think we were insane, but it's like in ECW when we were working, it's like his finisher was the blonde bombshell, the powerbomb off the top rope. And depending on which one of us won, we would give the other one the powerbomb off the top rope every night.
There it is, the blonde bombshell.
And he had injuries from these bumps. I remember there was one time in the middle of the night, his back was bothering so much they caved in and took him to the hospital. And when they went in and first looked at his back, the doctor looked at it and said, "Well, I need to see the accident report." And Chris was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you were in a car accident, right?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Well, how did your back end up this messed up?" He's like, I wrestle professionally."
The fans
In
for
the
that
car wreck.
grunge era loved that kind of shit. And as a result, all those guys crippled themselves.
Had to face the reality of breaking my neck twice.
And that fed the drug use that most of the people involved on the ECW roster were already heavily involved with. Somas were a drug of choice for a lot of wrestlers, especially in the 90s and 2000s. It's a muscle relaxer, heavy-duty muscle relaxer.
They're really great for back pain. The intended use for somas is take 1 or 2 with food. However, if you take 6, 7, chew them up, swallow them, and it's like I was going to say insta drunk, but it's not drunk. It's like a euphoric state is pretty much what it is.
It seems to me like people can be addicted with one prescription. With 30 pills. By the time that week is up, you could be an addict.
Tammy, she didn't have any of that problem. It was the jack-offs that she was going out and partying with. They're all drinking. They're all doing somas. She didn't have any of those issues. She just started doing it socially.
Tammy's meteoric rise in the WWF hits a sudden obstacle with the arrival of Sable, a new diva who quickly outshines Tammy in the eyes of both the company and the fans.
Sable.
In the hopes of revitalizing her career, Tammy joins Chris in ECW as his on-screen manager. But her struggles with substance abuse continue, affecting her performance in the ring.
She would, walking on her high heels, her ankles would be vibrating and shaking, and she'd be stumbling, and the audience noticed on her entrance.
Joey, take the win from that front row, that ringside area. It's low like
As Chris and Tammy's drug use spirals out of control, it becomes impossible to ignore, both for audiences and ECW owner Paul Heyman.
We tell a few jokes, we get on the floor and do the curly shuffle. No, there's no more jokes now. It's no more fun and games, no more joking around.
To keep their jobs in ECW, Tammy agrees to film a provocative tell-all video as directed by Paul Heyman.
My first drink was at home, and there were no more pills to make you go to sleep.
It was disheartening. As their friend, I'm watching it, sitting there going, this is not productive. This is not going to help these kids in any way.
I was hoping I wouldn't wake up next morning.
Tell me that. Describe that.
The worst feeling in the world.
I was mad at Heyman for a long time. Actually, I could work up getting mad at him now for doing that. But it was all because Paul thought people will watch this. It'll get ratings. Well, they'll watch two dogs on the side of the road too, Paul, but I wouldn't have put it on my television.
What's up, Hannah?
I don't think it did anyone any favors. Now, the right answer would have been that their time off, they had gone to rehab and got everything worked out, and we had the triumphant story on the return, but that's not what happened.
Wow. Okay, guys, let's see what other questions you guys have. Sable was eye candy, only where Sonny could talk and take a bump. Absolutely, Robert. Where you get the World Heavyweight Championship? I got this from FANDU Belts. They have an eBay account, and they also have a website. I have the links in the description if you want to check them out. Some of the best belts known to man. I mean, for the best price as well. What's up, Cameron? The rules are, don't worry, guys. The rules are straightforward. You guys have nothing to worry about. Yeah, the Money in the Bank was removed already. It's vacant already. My favorite stream of July 2022, Maroni. That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure which was my favorite stream of that month. However, usually when I'm on StreamYards with you guys, that's really a blast. So I'd say any StreamYards was probably more fun than the others. Well, Rory, everybody's allowed to be here except Harper. No, I'm joking.
Did you say except me?
No. Well, I'm not sure yet, Rory. As soon as I get more time on my hands, maybe I'll consider it, but not yet. I'm not sure yet, but I will let you know if anything.
I don't know. I saw his post. I don't know what he's trying to get for you.
I think Braun Breaker should be a face when he debuts. Oh, definitely Rory. I'd have to say Trish Stratus.
You better don't say weird, funny stuff to my man.
Lita. Oh yeah, Rory, you got in trouble, bro. I'm sorry, man. You sent that. You sent that the OnlyFans thing of. Oh man, of Mandy Rose, and Sarah was around, so you got in trouble, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, Roy, if all the stars aligned and I had the time off, it would definitely be an option.
Option what?
To go to a pay-per-view in Puerto Rico, but that's if all the stars align.
Hell no, not with that guy.
Did I fix the app? Not yet. The app is still messed up.
Intensity.
All right, we're back from commercial break.
Crazy. Just crazy.
Rory's laughing.
Like she's pulling knives out of the butcher block. He's running away, and then she's locked in the car, and then he picks her up from high school the next day, and he's like, "Oh, dude, Tammy's waiting for you to put together your bedroom set," and he's like wondering why I'm not stoked to go put together a bedroom set. And we just never talked about it. We just left it under the rug, and that was it.
Chris would be in the ring wrestling, and Tammy would be somewhere else with somebody else in the back.
That's messed up.
While he's in the ring. While he's in the ring, you have to want to stop. You have to want to get better. And
Hope so too, guys.
I don't think either one of them knew how to live any other way at that time.
While serving their suspension from ECW, Paul Heyman keeps Chris and Tammy on the payroll by assigning them office jobs, including arranging travel plans for other wrestlers on the road.
My brother had this American Express card, and he would book the boys' flights and hotel rooms and then get reimbursed with cash. He'd do it, get reimbursed with cash, and then he stopped getting reimbursed with cash.
What Chris and Tammy don't know is that ECW is struggling with crippling debt. As the promotion crumbles, the couple is stuck with a massive bill for tens of thousands of dollars in unreimbursed ECW expenses.
So they ended up in huge debt and ultimately ended up losing their home.
That's
so that was a horrible time for them.
That's
His
horrible.
drug use was probably as bad as it ever was. We knew of pharmacies that were corrupted, and we could go there and get 120 somas every other day, you know? So we were at this pharmacy, and we were waiting, and all of a sudden he goes, oh no. And he has a seizure, and he bites his tongue, and he's coughing up blood. And I'm holding him, trying to get his eyes to, like, look at me, you know? So they call the ambulance, and when you come out of a seizure, you don't know what you're saying. They're like, sir, what day is it? Sir, what day is it? I'm like, by the way, ask him something he knows. I'm like, Cook, how many times did Ric Flair win the NWA title? He's like, 16. I'm like, all right, he's alive.
He knew.
And then when you go to the hospital, and you know, like, where am I? I'm like, you're in the hospital. And he'd be like, I'm in the hospital. Get the f out of here. Rip the things out of his arm and we'd go.
After years of uncertainty, Chris and Tammy receive an invitation to join an independent wrestling promotion in Puerto Rico with the hope of revitalizing their careers.
Wow.
However, things quickly take a turn for the worse.
You get there, the buildings are decrepit. A lot of them are outside, no running water. You get hit in the head with 9-volt batteries as you're walking out of the locker room. People go up to the concession stands, buy a cup of soda, drink it, fill it with pee, pour it on your head as you walk in the locker room. Whether you're a heel or babyface, doesn't matter. I had welts on my head from 9-volt batteries night after night.
The access in Puerto Rico to somas was very easy. You know, it was well known where you could go to get somas, just like that.
I heard Chris was struggling. Man, I heard it was bad.
He would just say, you know, dude, if I go out, I want to leave a good-looking corpse, you know, blonde, tan, and, you know, I want to, like, live fast, die young. I'm like, dude, don't say that shit. He needed to change. I think he even knew, you know, that he needed to change. And it's not time to throw in the towel and just, you know, stay there and die. One day, you know, we were sitting there having our lunch, and he's like, man, you know, the guys on the indies right now, you know, he's like, they really get under my skin. He's like, you know, they don't look like professional athletes. He's like, you know, when I was 17, 18, I was already big, muscular. I was going to Smoky Mountain. I was making moves. I was doing all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's why you were a standout. That's why you made it, numbnuts. And he's like, man, I really everything up. And I was like, dude, no, you didn't. Like, you're 32, 31. Let's get back on track. And he's like, yeah, dude. It was at that point that his love for wrestling overcame his addiction to the somas.
Really, Roy? Wow. So, Roy, did you go see Chris and Tammy when they were in Puerto Rico? ATF, I don't know about that, but yeah, I hope the Apple fix get fixed too. Rory is a good influence, Rory says. Thank you to all the channel members again. Thank you, guys. She was in her early 20s. It was worse than ring rats, Robert says. Well, definitely not you, Rory. That's crazy. They would sell somas in concession stands. Oh, you live in St. Louis at the time. Okay. I don't think so, JZ, because I believe the Nightbot is from Australia. So I would, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Exactly what Robert says. Let's stick to the now. We don't have to worry about the past, guys. But yeah, in any case, yeah, I mean, Tammy Sitch, I mean, she was a knockout. She had so much potential, and she did amazing. She did amazing. Her time in WWF, but backstage politics and her extracurricular activities, to say the least, I mean, that ruined her. There's nothing bad about seeing Mandy in swimsuits. Exactly, Roy. Exactly. I know, but I know Sarah. She was looking at my phone when you sent that to me, and so. So that, yeah, she got a little bit upset, but she's okay. She's just joking around. What's up, Lore? Yeah, she's listening now. She wasn't listening before. Now she's listening. Sarah would not allow it. She blocked me. You serious, Rory? She blocked you? Definitely. King Patriot, did Poppy ever dream about Mandy Rose? I think he dreamt about one wrestler in particular. I forgot who, though. But yeah, he dreamt about one wrestler.
Fighting form. With Tammy by his side,
We're
he
back.
returns to the mainland to join a new wrestling promotion called Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
TNA.
Back on television, he's determined to work his way to the top of the
Impact.
industry.
What I noticed from Chris Castro is being reinvigorated, getting that drive back, and you can see it in his eyes. I could see it in his work.
He was as happy as he was when he first got signed to WWF. Like, he had that same happiness. Like dude, he was like glowing, you know. Everything he just said, he's like, dude, like, I'm really sorry for all the stuff that you saw at such a young age, you know. I apologize. He's like, I shouldn't have, like, you know, put you in that situation. I was just like, dude, you were a baby too. You know, you were 23, 24.
I had heard at that point he had cleaned up, and he certainly seemed like Smoky Mountain Chris Candido again.
There was a camera in the ring, and he tried to bump to get away from it, and that got his boot hung up a little bit in the canvas when he was trying to bump it, and his shin broke.
His shin.
And right away, he wanted to stand up, but he couldn't. He got out of the ring, and they took him to the hospital, and I'm freaking out. I'm here, you know. I call his phone, and he's like, dude, I can't believe I left the ring. He's like, I just couldn't stand up, you know. He's like, I'm just like embarrassed that I left the ring. Like, I shouldn't have done that.
I talked to him on Monday, and he said, hey, I'm about to go to the doctor. I'll call you back.
After undergoing extensive ankle surgery, Chris makes a surprise appearance at a TNA event just 2 days later.
2 days later?
He boards a flight home, unaware of the tragedy that awaits.
Everybody saw the horrendous injury that I sustained at lockdown.
On Wednesday, he flew home and he called me Wednesday night. And he's like, oh, Mom, I just don't feel good. I said, well, Chris, you probably shouldn't have flown home. You just need to go to bed. And that was the last time I talked to him.
All I know is he was fine on the phone talking to me. You know, the two of us were chatting. You know, last thing we said to each other was, "Hey, love you, bro. Love you too." It was the next morning that I get a call that Cook's in the hospital. I go in there and I see him like laid on a hospital bed, and I get on top of him like I've done a million times. I'm like, Cook. You know, I'm like, yo, wake up. And you know, I'm trying to like open his eyes and shit. And then when I was trying to once I grabbed his hand, I realized he passed away because the blood stopped flowing, and I was like, holy shit! Like it was like it was the worst experience of my entire life. I just go walking, and I found a church. Oh, and I said a couple prayers, and then sorry, hold on.
The last interaction I had with Chris.
You guys are upset.
Sorry.
These guys are really upset. They loved him.
Everything was off. Everything, dude. It was just. And I got home, and Tommy Dreamer called me. I said, Chris is dead. I said, Chris who? Couldn't be Candido. I just talked to him Monday. I said, Candido. He started crying. So, oh my God. And I started crying.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, dude, I don't really break up, you know, but that image is freaking stuck with me.
Doctor comes in, kneels down in front of me, and says, sorry, he's gone. I said, what? I said, you're sorry he's done? I said, what are you talking about? Gone where? Where did you got to walk out?
That was Chris Candido's brother.
He's like, no, we lost
Dark Angel.
What do you mean? I don't comprehend this. And then that's when he said they found the blood. They said after the surgery, blood clot formed in his ankle and went to his lungs, which caused pneumonia, and went to his heart. And then there's nothing they could have done.
By the time I got to the hospital, he was already gone. I let him down.
Why do you say that?
Because if I knew, maybe I could have helped him. Maybe I could have saved him. Maybe I should have been there. I shouldn't have let him gone through surgery by himself.
Lance Storm was talking earlier.
You think back
so was
on
Zip
things and you say, maybe
from
if I was
Skip
there,
and Zip.
things would be different.
That's his mom talking now.
I miss him all the time. And I just feel sad that he didn't get the opportunity to enjoy a lot more life because he had a lot more life to live.
Yeah, it's too bad.
You know, here's the thing about this whole deal is that this kid never did anything wrong to anybody. And he has all those problems. And then he finally is getting straightened out. And just when he gets his last chance, it was because he was so dedicated to the wrestling business that he died. He could have sat at home and they would have paid him. But after he had that surgery, he had to get on a plane and go somewhere. And you shouldn't fly after surgery. You can get blood clots and the altitude and the pressure, whatever. And that's what happened. A goddamn broken ankle killed him.
Jim Cornette's upset too.
I'm sorry. That's with Chris. I don't get sentimental about many people.
Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah. What a shame. What a shame. You shouldn't fly when you get surgery. Yeah. What a shame. Well, they had Jay-Z the hints about the new rules is basically going to be where fake accounts will be banned upon discovery. So that'll be one of the rules. Another rule will be the Money in the Bank briefcase. You can only do the finger poke of doom one time for the Money in the Bank briefcase, and you can't finger poke back to that person. So you're going to do it one time, and you're going to do it to somebody. And there'll be a few more rules, but those are just a few. Maroni, my day was great, man. How about you, man? Most drug damage is cumulative and not reversible, Robert says. And he's right. Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's a shame. 5 wrestlers that died too young due to their drug use that I feel was definitely Chris Candido's one of them. Eddie Guerrero was another one. Who else? There's so many others. Drawing a blank right now, but there's quite a few others, and it's just a shame because the drugs are just so rampant. It's just a shame. But if I think of others, I will let you know. Oh yeah, the Flash. Yeah, that's gonna be cool, Laura. I'm sure it's gonna be great with Batman too. Do I feel Chris was the real reason why Tammy did drugs or HBK? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it didn't help. What's up, Cam the Fam? So we're watching the Dark Side of the Ring season 4. Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch. So we're watching that right now. $10 salute to Chris Candido from TNA.
If Chris Candido was around today, he'd be one of the biggest stars in wrestling because the style has changed. And they like smaller, younger, faster guys.
The road that Chris helped pave is now the road most traveled. And I think because of that, he's left a bigger legacy, even though she was by far the bigger star at her peak. Tammy was that bridge to divas. The road she paved at the time is a road almost no longer traveled.
I once heard her say she has no regrets. None. Zero. Zilch. I don't know if you are a living, breathing human being that you can truly utter those words and mean them, because mistakes are regrets, in my opinion.
When was the last time you spoke to Tam?
I think she just gotten out of jail.
Real quick, what's your last name?
Sitch. S-Y-T-C-H.
What's your first name?
Tamara.
Okay, what's your middle name?
Lynn. I mean, the way I look at it, did I f up? Sure, I did. Absolutely. But you know what? Shit happens. Life happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. I, unfortunately, didn't know how to cover it up very well with, 7 DUIs and,
But you didn't start, but
a couple of jail stints.
You could still always hold out hope that she'd straighten up and get her shit together. People do. And then we got the news, and at this point, it's never surprising, but still, it's like, oh boy, she's done it now.
49-year-old Tamara Sitch, a former WWE wrestler, crashed into the back of a car, killing its 75-year-old driver.
She's drunk. She has no license with the multiple DUIs. She has no business being anywhere behind the wheel, and is now charged with DUI manslaughter, up to 20-something years in prison.
She's denying it and denying it and denying it. And when you can't be honest with yourself, you're not going to be honest with anybody else. So I just don't think she's coming out. I hope she doesn't. I don't want her to do any more damage.
It was surprising the way that everything turned out, to see both of them as young people, and then especially to see what happened with Tammy. Tammy changed. Tammy lost track of what was going on, and Tammy lost control of her life. I wouldn't have seen that coming from the girl I first met.
Chris Candido, the real world heavyweight champion.
Chris, the last 15 years, I don't think if he'd have lived, if he would have been a significantly different person. Today, Chris would be one of the biggest stars in the business because the business is more accepting of what Chris offered and what he brought.
His legacy. I think if you're happy doing what you're doing, you should just do it. Just do it. If you have a dream, dream it. Live your dream. Live your life to the fullest. He did more in 33 years than I've done in 73. So he's been everywhere. He's seen so many things. He's had so many life experiences. He was special. He was my special kid, special to a lot of people. And I'm thankful for that.
So Tammy Sitch had declined to comment on this documentary tonight, Dark Side of the Ring, season 4. But in any case, I honestly feel that to be honest, I honestly feel that Tammy Sitch and Chris Candido, they could have did an episode for each one, so that they have so much going for them. They could have did an episode for each one. Maroney, not tonight, bro. I got to get up early tomorrow. But next time, I'll have you guys pop on again. Yeah, Dark Angel Jim Cornette had shocking emotions tonight. Robert Boyson had some great wrestlers. Unfortunately, it wouldn't pass due to drug use. Too young. Eddie Guerrero, Lance Cade, Sean O'Hare, Chris Kanyon, Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, I was going to say Chris Kanyon too. But a few more as well. What 7 wrestlers would you name to an all-steroid team of juicers? That's easy. You got Hogan. We got John Cena. We've got The Rock. We've got Batista Man. Batista. We've got Triple H. We've got Lex Luger. And last but certainly not least, we've got Brock Lesnar. You got all the steroids you can need, possibly want. I know King Patriot is a travesty. Tragedy. Well, Poppy, yeah, I mean, he has many weird dreams, so I dare not to explore his many dreams. That's great, Maroney. Your day was good. Any other questions you guys have? Fast and Furious 10. Yeah, I'll see if I can see that. Do you make the new designs of belts that were trashed? Well, yeah, as soon as this app gets fixed, I will have those. Tammy Sitch is in jail. She tried to Lori Bobbitt on a boyfriend. Yeah, Tammy Sitch, I mean, she's got to be away from society because she killed someone now, you know. Brock always been unstoppable on steroids, Garrett. He has. Batista Man, that's right, Dark Angel. Batista Man. Ric Flair used to call him that. My favorite stream of 2022, Maroney. I'm honestly not sure. You know, every time I stream is a great stream for me. All right, Jay-Z, well, yeah, come back anytime, man. Yeah, Dark Angel, I think it's best for everyone. Brand extension being over since AJ showed up at Raw. Yeah, I think it was a waste of time, the brand extension. That's right, Danny. I'm finished with school. And it's amazing. Robert, be safe, be well, bro. Have a good night, man. The streak, Roy, you got an amazing streak going, you know, with the prizes. I mean, just keep up the good work, man. Yeah, Impractical Jokers. I watch them every now and then. In fact, Joe, he actually lives on my same block in Queens. Joe, not where I live now, but when I used to live about a mile away on Queens. Joe from Impractical Jokers. I saw him one time, so he actually lives there, like on my same block. Like it's crazy. So that's so cool, isn't it? I saw him one time coming out of the house. Like Joe. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Jacob, make that money, man. Gotta save some money for WrestleMania. You're going to SummerSlam too. Boots to Joe, Roy? I don't know, honestly. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen with Boots, you know, so you got to be careful. Scoopski potatoes. What's that from, Roy? I don't remember that. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm going to be heading out. But guys, you guys have a great night. Be safe, be well, and graduation was incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's so surreal for me now that now I don't have to do all this schoolwork anymore. Incredible. Has Boots been to Chicago lately? I know Rory knows Chicago's code word for something else. Actually, no, he's been doing good. So, no, he hasn't gone to Chicago for a little while. And that's great. That's great. But you never know what's going to happen. You know, sometimes, you know, he has to take a trip to Chicago. It happens every now and then. But, and he stays for a few weeks and he leaves and that's it. Yes, Jacob, you didn't have to say that, but yes, that is Chicago. Yes. Not that I know of, Roy. I mean, but you never know. You never know. But I mean, oh, I know, Roy. She's just joking around. You know, she's joking around. She's like, what is that, huh? Jacob says that's all right. We all need a mental hospital from this stream. Hey, you never know, man. I mean, I'm sure we could all benefit from some sort of therapy. I'm sure, but who knows? Did Boots complete to visit every place yet? Garrett says. I'm not sure. You know, but you know one thing about Boots, I admire about him is that he's traveled to a lot of different places around the world. He's used his passport and you sub. Oh, that's great, Roy. You sub from him. That's great, bro. That's cool, man. But yeah, he's traveled the world. He's gone to many different countries. He's got his passport stamped several times, and that's one thing that he's done. You know, that's very cool. You know, he's accomplished and that's very admirable for somebody to travel the world like that and really get out there and see other parts of the world, and possibly see how other cultures live and how things are different in other countries. Roy, there's a new TBS champion. Who is it? What happened to from AEW? Hey, speaking of the devil, Johnny Boots. We were just talking about you. Yeah, we were just talking about how admirable your illustrious career is, but and your life doing all these things. So, but Jacob, yeah, I stopped by it for a few minutes. I know I was kind of busy that night, unfortunately, but yeah, we had a good time. Definitely, Danny. Acknowledge Johnny Boots. That's his channel, guys. My ear was ringing. I knew someone was talking. Wow, that's incredible that you popped on. Yeah, we just started talking about you too. You guys saw Dark Side of the Ring, Boots? It was about Sonny and Chris Candido. It was a good show. Learned a few things from it, but it's really a shame, the show, what happened. Chris Statlander? Garrett, really? What happened? Yeah, Roy, well, yeah, I'd probably go by myself. If Boots came too, maybe. I don't know though. We'd probably come by ourselves. I don't think Sarah would come along. What happened to Jade Cargill though? She defeated Jade Cargill? Is Jade still undefeated? Because she was she had some streak going. She had a Goldberg type streak. Yeah, Boots traveled to Europe, Mexico, most of Canada. Weren't you in like the UK too, or London or something? 60-1. Oh, she lost. She lost to Chris Statlander out of all performers. Jeez, wow. Good. Hey, good for her. Catbird. There's so many sad stories in the WWE wrestling world. I can't get over the death of the woman like Elizabeth or Chyna. Yeah, they were ahead of their time, to say the least. And Johnny Boots, my brother, he's in the chat, and we met Chyna at an autograph signing when she was dating Triple H, when they were part of DX at the time. And Chyna was the kindest, most gentle wrestler we've ever met. I mean, when I shook her hand, she grabbed my hand with both of her hands to shake my hand, and that was very nice of her to do that. Jade lost, Rory. That apparently that's what these guys are saying. Jade lost. But yeah, I mean, it's just the story. It's just sad. The dark side of wrestling. Wrestling is a dirty business. You guys are seeing it firsthand with these shows. I mean, we all kind of knew how dirty the business is. However, these shows are solidifying those beliefs and those thoughts. Antoine Lewis, he'll never get his money back. he'll never get his money back because with his money, he bought his way to the top, in which case he earned prizes for his winnings. So in order for him to even fathom about getting his money back, he would need to return all those prizes in the original packaging. And then we could talk about a possible return. But other than that, there is no way. You can't go to a store and buy something, take it out of the package and do whatever you want with it, and then come back to the store years later and say, guess what? I don't like your prizes anymore. I want my money back. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You can't do that. There's morals. Jay lost, Hannah says, really? Yeah, so that will never happen. So, unfortunately. But that man was properly compensated with prizes and shipping fees to Australia. So he was properly compensated. And if he didn't like the prizes, just return them. Return the prizes in its original packaging, and you'll get the money back. If you don't, can't help you. Sorry. Which wrestling character do I compare Nightbot to? Well, the Nightbot is very, he's got some good comebacks. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. It's quirky. China was a legit sweetheart, so humble and kind. I loved her energy, Boots said. Yeah, Triple H. He had a great personality. Triple H. Triple H was smart enough to marry Vince McMahon's daughter. Yeah, Cat. Yeah, he got in. He got in. Like, forget it. Like no other wrestler got in before. Like he got in. Yeah. But yeah, guys. I mean, but don't worry, guys. I hope you guys all have a great night tonight. You'll be safe and be well. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll catch you guys for Friday Night SmackDown. Always a pleasure to see you guys again. He's lucky to marry her, Garrett says. Yep. Yeah, Triple H got in deep with Steph. He got in deep. Like, forget it. Okay, guys. Have a great night. Be safe and be well. MATTROISE signing out. I'll catch you guys next time on the live stream. Enjoy yourselves. Oh, yeah, Boots. Yeah, he did scare Triple H at a Raw. Yeah, because we had like 100 level seats in Madison Square Garden. We used to get free tickets sometimes from one of our friends. Their brother worked for NBC, so they would get free WWE tickets when they were in town. So we got those 2 tickets one night, and yeah, when Triple H was leaving the arena, I guess the Boots got too close. So he said, "Ah!" and Triple H got scared. He was like, "Oh!" And he was like, "Ugh." Like all of a sudden he went into character, like, "Ugh." But yeah, he got scared. He got scared at first. Triple H, like he was worried Boots was gonna jump on him or something. But he's scared Triple H. Was that funny? It was so funny. You've been a member for 9 months and 4 days. That's awesome, Maroni. You got a Roman Reigns type of reign there as channel member. Keep up the good work, man. Linda McMahon, Roy. Well, I'm not really. I don't know if I would see Linda McMahon as attractive in that way, but that would be funny. MSG, I got scared too because he got scared. Then he realized, oh, yeah, bro. You got scared too? What? He wasn't going to jump on you. He just got, I guess we got too close. Yeah, 2013, man. 10 years ago, man. It was a long time ago. And took me 20 years till today to graduate with a bachelor's degree. So that's very surreal for me too. No, Roy, I wouldn't change his diaper. Yeah. Okay, guys, have a great night tonight. Be safe, be well. Catch you guys next time on the live stream. Good night, everybody. Be safe, be well. Ronnie, I told you, yeah, I mean, so many favorite live streams, man. I can't pick one, man. Every live stream is my favorite, man. I always have a great time with you guys. Good night, everybody. Be safe, be well. Anytime, Roy. Anytime, bro. Good night, Maroni. Good night, Boots. Good night, everybody. MATTROISE signing out. Be safe, be well.